we went over several things already on what you need to look for your camera, what kind of camera functions for a DSLR versus a mirrorless camera. And we also reviewed different reviews on the top cameras under $500. Now we're going to narrow down and look at one specific camera, which is the Canon Rebel T7, and show you how I recommend that you go about searching for your camera and looking for the best price possible. So now is the time to do your research. You've narrowed it down. Now we need to get the price for your camera. Now here, which is a very interesting fact, that the Canon 2000D and the Rebel T7 are identical cameras. They only differ by name. In region, in America versus in Asia, they're rebranded, but it's exactly the same camera. So that's really good to know as far as the price. You may be able to get a 2000D for a little bit less than a T7. Now, once again, the same camera, and this was announced in February 2018. They're both DSLRs and they both have the same resolution. So, great thing about doing your research on the internet. And you can see both of the cameras side by side. They are exactly the same size. And they both use the APS-C sensor. Same size back, the buttons are in the same location. If you're searching for a camera for an introductory to photography class, the camera requirements are as following. You need to have an adjustable shutter control, an f-stop, or known as an aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. And here's the chart that we've seen earlier in other videos. The first thing I would do is type in camera manual Rebel T7. And this is what I came up with. Here's this manual from the Rebel T7. And we're looking for specific things. We're looking that it has manual control. So here we can see down here in the center, we have M. And under the creative zone mode, we have M for manual. And when we dig deeper in the manual on page 113, we can actually learn more about the manual exposure. The other factor is the ISO. So we need to know the ISO for your camera. And we can see here for the T7, it ranges from 100 to 6,400. Now, other places say if you're looking for your camera and you can't find the manual for it, here we're at B&H Camera, Photo and Camera, and I'm looking down at the bottom for the specs. So here at the specs. And once again, we can see the ISO. We can see the exposure modes. So the exposure modes has manual. We can see the shutter speed. And this camera comes with a kit lens of 18 to 55. Now remember, the f-stop is in the lens because the camera detaches from the lens. Some cameras that you may be looking for have an attached lens, but we can see here that the 18 to 55 lens is an f3.5 to 5.6. It's at its maximum aperture, and the minimum aperture is f22 to 38. So once again, I went to B&H and I scrolled down. Now we're just going to look down here. We can see I'm also recommending that you perhaps consider a used camera. That might be a possibility if your funds are a little tight or you want to really stretch your value of your money. So you can go to used, and we have here at $406 for a used camera with an 18 to 55 lens at $407. And you can see here also at B&H, you can buy a T7. Now they have different grades of used cameras. Some might be in perfect condition. Some might have some marks and scratches on them. We can see here for a T7 with an 18 to 55 lens, it's $383. Same camera, same lens, $407. Here we have another camera, same thing, it's called Open Box for $480. Now that might be a camera that was maybe used in displays in the store. There's a lot to consider, and so much so that I created a chart to go over and to divide everything up. So let me bring up my chart. And what I ended up doing is I would write the type of camera, body or not body, or body with a lens, and different prices. So you can see I went in a lot of detail going over where I could buy and really stretch my dollars as a consumer. So that was another option. We're going to go ahead and look at how I got this information. Now, the first thing I do, once again, is I type in camera manual and the manufacturer that you're interested in. I am in no way endorsing that you purchase a Canon Rebel T7 or a Canon or a Nikon, or that you go for one specific vendor or not. This is just for you to understand how to go about doing your research in the best possible way to stretch your dollars. So then here I was able to locate the manual. Now here it's an EOS 1500D. It's the same thing, the Rebel T7. You can also go directly to Canon and download the manual as well. There's different places you can get the manual. Here's another really great website where we compare the Canon 2000D to the 7T. The Rebel T7T, and it shows really nicely the pixel pitch size, feature comparison, expert reviews, and also reviewing at Amazon, even on eBay that they have. So it's a really great site, and I will provide that for you in the information below. And here's another review for the Canon Rebel T7, really in detail about the portability, the build quality, the body, what's inside the box, the ergonomics, the viewfinder, the screen, the menu system, the lenses. It's a really great website to refer to. That's trings.com. Now we saw this earlier with the Rebel. All I did is I typed in the Rebel and we got this information. Now these images, I'm going to blow this up a little bit more, are for the prices of a new camera. Now look here, this is for an 18 to 55 and a 75 to 300, and it also includes a bag at $600. Now here we're looking at Open Box and used cameras. And going to B&H is a really reputable company, and they have warranties. So you want to investigate wherever you get your camera to ask about a warranty for a used camera, even for a new camera as well. Adorama is a really good resource. And here they have new cameras, and they also have used cameras as well. You can look at Walmart, and all I did was type in Rebel T7, and you can see a variety of different prices and a variety of different accessories. Some of them come with an SD card. Some of them comes with a lens protector. Some of them have bags, and one lens, two lens, all these different permutations. So you have to really narrow down. what you want. Amazon is also a good resource, and you can see it's the same exact camera. We go from the Canon EOS 2000D to the Rebel T7. And, you know, this one comes with a tripod. You have to really look around. And then here is just more examples of the Rebel T7. So once again, really look and see what camera you're going to want and start doing research. I really encourage you to create a chart and really figure out, actually it's a table, and compare your options, you know, new versus used, which lenses are coming from, what kind of warranty that you're going to have. Another viable place to shop for your camera is local stores. So for instance, in Monterey County, we have Green's Camera. And Green's Camera is located in Salinas, California, and also in Monterey, California. Now, Green's Camera is a locally owned camera store for for Monterey County, and they also, I believe, provide discounts for students if you happen to be a student. And, you know, call them up and say, do you have any do you sell used cameras, and what is the warranty? So it doesn't hurt. We don't have to only shop on the internet. You can shop locally and support your local suppliers. Well, thank you so much, and you guys have a great day.